wait again to my own press conference. These are divisive times, but something that I think we can all agree should be fun is summer. I don't know about you, but when I throw on a plain white tee with no bra, messy hair, and a plate full of cunt ready to serve, I just need the right music to soundtrack those moments. And that's why right now, universe as my witness, I am officially endorsing BRAT. 2 months late.
I thought I had found myself on the fringes of pop culture yet again. What's new? But I kept my opinions to myself during Pride Month since I wasn't trying to literally rain on everyone's parade. Club music is what Charli promised, and for the most part, that's what she delivered. So why is this random straight guy on the internet questioning the praise for BRAT and Mother? Why can't we just dance to the queer Bible? Charli's album kinda grew on me like kudzu, choking out most of my initial hesitations with repeat listens that only kept happening because I was genuinely curious why these songs I allegedly don't like are stuck in my head all the time. Hey neighbor, my name is John, and before we get too deep into BRAT, take a split second to like the video and subscribe to help with my visibility in the algorithm, and if you'd like to support even further, become a channel member by tapping the join button below. Charli XCX is what I'd call just short of a household name. She's undoubtedly successful with her experimental brand of pop, but this BRAT era is the first time Charli's fame has felt this huge worldwide. It's a deserved victory lap for an artist who's clawed her way back to the top, but at first glance, I was so confused at the diehard devotion. It was like everyone on the timeline was lime green and BRAT, and I just wasn't hearing whatever they were. Charlotte's always been vocal about her love for the rave scene and club culture, not that her past records haven't churned out songs that became future club classics, including some songs that she co-wrote for other artists. Like you're on fire tonight. But this is her most collected attempt at making a full-blown album in that grimier style. Maybe the reason I've never fully loved any of Charli's albums, well, beyond the wonky production choices, maybe it's because I'm a neurodivergent introvert that hates going out to the club, when Charli's always struck me as ready to party always. My ass walks into the club, hears throbbing bass mixed with the overwhelming choke of musty sweat while a horde of intoxicated people bump into each other, and I immediately look for the closest exit. I've always felt tongue-tied by Charli's artistry, as I found myself hating certain songs, but I'd turn through the Hall of Mirrors and there's a bop, there's an anthem, wait, that hook is catchy as fuck. She's undeniably talented, adventurous, and charismatic, as she's hopped from the flirty bubblegum grunge of Sucker to the electro pop of Crash and the messy digital rave pop too. I love well-made pop music, even some of the cheesy shit, because it makes me feel good and it gives me an excuse to dance in the privacy of my own home. So why in the name of Madonna did BRAT not click immediately? Most of it had to do with the fact that it felt patchy and unfinished. Not bad, but not worth losing my mind over. I just can't get my hopes up for Charli XCX albums. As doomy as that may sound, there's been too many deja vu moments of me loving the singles, only to feel completely torn on the album that followed. It's alright to just admit that I'm the fantasy. You're obsessed and just confess it 'cause it's obvious. Von Dutch stayed spinning since the end of February. It's so earwormy. Whirring synths power up the wind turbine as Charli cycles through clapback chants and what I can only describe as a #1 party anthem. Yeah, 360. When you're in the mirror, do you like what you see? When you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me. I was an undecided voter with 360, hearing it before the album. I can't exactly explain why. Maybe it felt a little bit sour. Actually, wait, that's the problem I was having with BRAT at large. First, it's very sour. Then it's sweet. All the best candies have layers. Even apples have that tough skin you have to go through to get to the good stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is that how I'm feeling now about BRAT is making how I felt before feel kind of silly. When I say the album felt unfinished, I'm talking about the way each track can feel like walking into a different room. The highs and lows mimic that of a manic state, a cycle built on numbing out everything, flooding it back in, and dancing in tandem with the confusion. The hyperactive club production production is built to withstand the storm of Charli's unfiltered thoughts and confessions, with things getting almost unnervingly intimate on moments like Girl So Confusing or I Think About It All the Time.
Yeah, I don't know if you like me. Sometimes I think you might hate me. Sometimes I think I might hate you.
Rooting yourself in simplicity has to be freeing as an artist, and after maybe 5 listens, I was starting to understand why Charli took her 6th album in this more blunt, honest, but still undeniably fun direction. Spiraling in the club, obsessing over something unsaid might not sound fun, but it really is in a way that makes me squirm. Like maybe I wasn't supposed to be hearing this tea, but I did. I'm sipping. It's making me feel loose and chatty and oh no. Bratty. Why am I letting this album drive me insane? I don't know what it is, because I'm not the type of person to deny my feelings for art of any form, but it left me so unsure of what to say or how to untangle my thoughts, so I just didn't.
Sometimes I just wanna rewind.
BRAT could just be an album, if that's what you want it to be. But really, it's a lifestyle that involves saying fuck it more often than some people are comfortable with. BRAT generated virality authentically. People wanted to take part in something less put together by a marketing team, and if the music just so happens to be the soundtrack to a BRAT summer, consider it a win no matter how uncool the meme will eventually become. To open the album, 360 sashays through the turnstile with a hater-proof grin. Perfectly symmetrical beats link with Charli's signature auto-tuned vocals like an effortless game of Tetris, laying a perfect blueprint, or should I say green print, for what BRAT is, was, and will be. Longtime collaborator A.G. Cook co-produces 360 and the majority of the album, but it was interesting to see her hooking up with other names like Gesaffelstein, The Dare, and Circuit. Club Classics gives us the album's first truly chaotic moment. It's pretty effective with the way the distorted bass hits swallow up the sorrow in one's head, kind of like doing back-to-back shots with a line of coke off a leftover lime in the bathroom. Sympathy as a Knife was the key to me really feeling like I understood the album. Something about the way she rifles off genuine insecurities with this smashing electro-pop beat just firing away in the background. Don't mind the spaceship lasers, let's just go around the table and reveal our biggest insecurities. Brilliant track, great moves from the verse to the hook, and I love the idea of sympathy hurting more than anger when it's coming from the mindset of like, oh, I pity you for not being as successful as her. While not a top highlight, I might say Something Stupid is important to the emotional core of BRAT. It's basically Charli navigating an iceberg outside of the club, smoking a cigarette, staring off into space, problem solving, snapping out of it, and heading back into the club to find her partner. Talk is that inside the club chat, at least an internalized version of that pent-up frustration, and really, I don't have a ton to say about it. Solid bump in that club heater with a familiar beat. I wouldn't seek it out without the album, mostly because it's immediately put to shame by the next song, which was understandably the lead single. Von Dutch is that bitch. The one walking on water only to start a fire at both ends, the one that knows confidence kills, and the only way to play this hand is with petty posturing that will shrink an enemy's ego like a deflated lung. Everything is Romantic is the worst song on BRAT, and for me, it's not close. It spills out sounding like a crazed religious nut protesting at a concert with her stream of consciousness styled lyrics, which here means rambling, repeating, head-tripping production that is in fact not a good thing. Maybe if it's a quick interlude, that's one thing, but after 3+ minutes of highs and lows, pitchy vocals striking like a rose's thorn to the eardrum, and speaker-shattering cinematics that combine a string section with throbbing bass, everything becomes exhausting fast. Rewind comes after and immediately corrects course by blowing up nostalgia's spot unsuspectingly and unpoetically. This is just a straightforward banger that slides on a pair of rose-colored shades to remember a world before Charli's fame, before the pressure of maintaining body standards or hitting the Billboard charts or any of that shit. So I is a track that once again gets intimate. I love the lyrics on this that feel icy, jaded, but not completely hopeless. Girl So Confusing was written about her relationship with Lord, which was confirmed when they worked it out on the remix.
When I was 10, someone said that, and it's just self-defense until you're building a weapon.
For as put together as the production sounds, the confidence that it exudes, it's a very vulnerable track that's perfect for the dance floor or for trying to mend your relationship with a friend. Apple has understandably attracted a huge wave of virality, and it's crazy to think that Charli almost left it off the album. After that, Back to Back saunters in as a little bit of a headache-inducing moment. The first half of the song is strong sonically and with Charli's presentation, but that back half, I know, despite it being locked in for the club, outside of that, it's just a migraine. Intense amounts of repetition can be a turnoff to certain listeners, but I do encourage you, outside of moments like Back to Back, that I get it. It's way too much. Everything is romantic. There's moments that circle the drain. For every moment like that, look to others like Mean Girls that do it right. My jaw was kind of dropping with I think about it all the time because of how personal that gets as Charli talks about her not wanting to be a mother, or maybe she does want to become a mother. You already know we're back to bumping that with a 365 outro. Party girls, where you at? 365 cyclones out of 360 and the rest of the track list so naturally. It's just like picking back up where you left off with a good friend. Beware of Earthquakes, that outro is intense, but the way the bass shakes the eardrum is so satisfying. My head is still spinning thinking about the joyride BRAT took me on this summer. I definitely, at bare minimum, will not forget this album anytime soon. Wow, that would be a really bad time to get hit now.
How the hell do I work this shit?
What? Where am I?
Don't hurt yourself. Just stay down there while I do the outro.
I'm so confused. What is going on? Who are you?
Well, guys, I said what I said, and I hope you enjoyed the review. And, of course, my name is John. In my notes that I took here, it's saying that I gave this album a 4. I guess 4 stars out of... It's all coming back to me now. That was so weird. Anyways, I don't know how I got into these clothes, but I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to ARTV to boost me in the algorithm. You can check out more of my content on screen right now. Let me know if you're having a BRAT summer. If so, what is the soundtrack to that summer? And I'll see you guys next time.